Oh, no more rides on the world-famous cable cars. The MTA just announced it's parking all cable cars due to the unhealthy air. Workers and riders are exposed to the bad air all day. Bus shuttles will run those routes instead.
Yeah, if you've been outside, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't, don't go outside. Stay inside. Let's give you a little look around the Bay Area at the current conditions. 4 different pictures. What do they have in common? They're all nearly socked in by the smoke. Livermore, Oakland, San Francisco, all reporting very unhealthy air. San Jose seeing unhealthy conditions as well. And we have team coverage tonight on the conditions across the Bay Area. And we start first with KPIX 5's Kiet Doe, who is live in the South Bay. Kiet?
Yeah, the vast majority of colleges and universities decided to shut down for the day, either late last night or early this morning. But here at San Jose City College, they pulled the trigger just before lunchtime, closing at 12 p.m. today and then through the weekend. This all begs the question, what is it doing to our bodies when we're breathing in all this mucky air? This morning, the air quality index in San Jose was hovering just below the 200 threshold used by most schools to cancel class. And so San Jose City College just kept on going. But then their Facebook page started getting sarcastic and angry comments. Not cool, and really shows how much the health of the students really matters to this school.
Yeah, I definitely should think that it should be closed. It's a little bit like why are they closed and why are we open? It's just a little bit thinking about the safety.
As the morning wore on, San Jose City and Evergreen Valley College were some of the last holdouts. Acting President Jorge Escobar says they made the right decision at the right time. Did you feel some pressure because of all the other colleges shutting down today?
Yeah, there are lots of messages in social media, emails, text messages, phone calls, and yeah, everybody's feeling the pressure and they feel compelled to close the campuses.
It's scary. It's scary because on a molecular level, we know changes are taking place.
Stanford researcher Mary Prunicky studies how pollution affects the immune system. She says certain genes involved in the immune system can be affected when exposed to pollution.
Those changes result in increases or decreases in proteins and in cells that allow your body to have a healthy immune system.
Closed?
Yeah, it's closed.
Oh, man. Along with wood smoke, Prunicky says the air lingering over the Bay Area could contain plastics, solvents, and other chemicals that burned in paradise, and that there just isn't enough data on their effects from long-term exposure. Is it fair to say then that we're in the midst of what could be a giant experiment right now?
I think that's fair to say.
And 2 of the Bay Area's biggest schools stayed open, UC Berkeley and Stanford. Stanford saying, quote, so far air quality readings have remained below the 201 level for particle pollution. As a result, the university has been continuing most regular operations with all members of the community encouraged to take precautions. So most colleges and universities are off tomorrow, although K through 12 schools are hit and miss, so you may want to check in before you send the kids off to school tomorrow. We're live in San Jose. Kiet Doe, KPIX 5.
All right, Kiet, thank you. Well, Chief Meteorologist Paul Diano is here. And Paul, it's bad here in the Bay Area, but check out Sacramento. It is horrible there, and it's worse there than it is here.
Closer to the fire. Think about the fire. The smoke wants to escape. One of the escape routes certainly is through the Central Valley. It's got to stop through Sacramento. Current air quality there is 345. That's well into the hazardous range. And our numbers here anywhere from 160. Now San Francisco's up to 254. Just updated that graphic.
Awful.
And when I talk about, it's kind of interesting because the smoke wants to leave. And I built this graphic. Billy, our weather producer, and I were thinking, how can we show graphically what's going on, why it's not leaving? Because the smoke wants to leave. 3 different exit routes through the Bay Area. First one would be going through the Bay, heading out through the Santa Clara Valley. Topography, it's trapped by the mountains. Can't get up and over it because of the ridge of high pressure, so South Bay, you're smoky. Next would be going through the Delta, hopping down the 680 corridor. Topography, it's like a bowl around the Tri-Valley. That's where the smoke stops there. It's trapped in the Tri-Valley. Of course, the most famous and most efficient exit route would be the Golden Gate, the biggest opening to the Pacific Ocean. There's a problem. Just offshore, there's a sea breeze, so the smoke can't go there. So all 3 ways the smoke is trying to leave, it cannot. And all those blue dots now on the air quality is very unhealthy to hazardous air here in the Bay Area. And of course, with the wind profile not changing tomorrow, we're in it again on Friday, 9th consecutive day with unhealthy to very unhealthy air quality. It's really interesting how the atmosphere wants to clear us out, but certain things that make the Bay Area unique are blocking the exit routes for the smoke, and it's just kind of backing up.
It is so frustrating. Everyone you talk to is feeling it. The sore throat, the
Yes.
cough, the headaches, the stomach aches.
And it compounds, and it's going to last for a while longer. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Around the Bay Area, this is the smoke in San Jose. It's really tough to make out the city's skyline.
In San Francisco, you can barely see the Bay Bridge from our Salesforce camera. And in the East Bay, Mount Vaca is shrouded in smoke.
Check this out. You can barely see through our camera at SFO. The air traffic control tower and the planes on the runways all but disappear.
Deteriorating conditions are widespread. This red on the map means unhealthy. The purple, even more hazardous. And while the air is bad everywhere, there's one East Bay town that's really been getting the worst of it. KPIX 5's John Ramos went there today.
There was nothing wrong with being in Livermore today, as long as you didn't plan on breathing. The smoky air turned Livermore into a setting from a Gothic novel. This is what the worst air in the Bay Area looked like.
My lungs, my eyes, it's been really difficult to breathe, so it's really been affecting me quite a bit.
And it builds up over the Altamont. There's no outlet. And then it swirls around and it stays in Livermore.
In fact, this morning's air quality index map showed Livermore as being the only place in the Bay Area where breathing was considered a very unhealthy thing to do. It wasn't healthy for business either. This outdoor sports store was deserted, and manager Heather Figures wore a mask as she worked inside.
When I saw the air quality index kind of max out, I had a severe headache, and it was just I was really sluggish. And then I got a mask, and I was like, oh, that was probably why.
But some braved the elements. Marty Connell donned a mask while her husband Peter went commando. But he says their dog was white when they started the walk. And this group visiting from out of state found the air foul, but not alarming.
It's more of an annoyance because we don't live here and we're leaving within a couple days. But I feel bad for you guys that are breathing it all the time.
Will you take me with you, please?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Finally, in the no good deed goes unpunished category, local county supervisor Scott Haggerty advertised a free mask giveaway from 2 to 4 p.m. But all 1,400 were gone in less than 30 minutes, leaving a lot of frustrated constituents.
I'm disappointed that I couldn't give out more, but everybody's having a hard time finding these masks. And quite frankly, now we're going to have a hard time finding them too.
What's really amazing is to think this is happening because of a fire nearly 150 miles away. After spending the day here, I can't imagine what it's like to be there. In Livermore, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
Sacramento is bearing the brunt of this extreme smoke. You can hardly see Sacramento's Tower Bridge from this shot. Also a similar situation in Chico with air quality that is listed as hazardous. Skydrone 5 flew over San Jose, looking out in every direction. You can see the choking layer of smoke. Conditions there also reaching unhealthy levels.